What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Like we did last night, I'm gonna put some tunes on for you guys. And before I introduce the topic of the hour, I'm gonna put some tunes on for you guys, and we will get started promptly at 9:30.
Jaye Archer. Yeah. Niggas iffy, color set trippy, trading Fredo Kenny for the Windy City, Chi-Town, BK, still Mike Town. They faking menace like Dennis, bullies out of bounds. Vivid scout, but my locks never painted out. My thoughts clearer ever since the loud turned down. With Somali to a body, not a pork style. Doggy style, pop pussy like a dog meow. With Billy Mays, oxymorons for a little clout. Oxycontin, pick a snake, team tight style. I wrote it shortly after Grams, hope you understand me. I love carrots too, but these times bugged out. Damn, 12 a.m. like 3/4 fair amount. I'm in the concrete jungle while we showing out. This shit a marathon, the bare necessities a route. We want the gold with the glove, but this time around. Damn, the burbs for the nines now. We smurder daughters who admire what we rhyme about. They want us caught up on a run, pickups and out. We only kneel for the ills, never shot viral. If I could have it my way, I'd have it right now. My heart broke, but the English is the same now. You remind me of a name I couldn't say aloud. If I was salty, we could put it on the snails now. I got expensive taste with plans, I'm not slowing down. I took the stairs with the piss in the horns now. I'm on deck anyway, the guys shuffle out. They stay fly, don't let your angel wings ruffle out. They see you in your bag and chip, then you cracked out. I max out through these bars like I'm max out. Chow down, soul food, bring the plates out. Palm of challenge, tied to clean the plates out. We all hearts on our sleeves after taste foul. We rinse good, moms put an arm in his child. Meanwhile, days pass living like a child. I give my brothers hard times, can't soften out. It's all about the end of days, how you turned out. With the message you created that you slurred out. If you change it, didn't fake it, never burnt out. And could you swim when the bridges got burnt down? Archer architect, I wouldn't even argue now. Some try to build you just to have you cut it out. Dual Nas Will 2018 style. I'm in my 20s, it's illegal when I figure out. I treat my home like a temple, blow yours out. For any day, I regret you make that poor route. And talk moves if you choose to have a poor house. Niggas can't choose, I beg you to ask around. She gon' choose from potential off the face value.
9:30.
Face, play my cards, then I'm out. We know the game, and we best to not play around. The major keys goes around, comes back around. Lisa, Europeans time with a visa. That's my eBay, FaceTime, watching features. I got Fila labels all on my sneakers. Forever I love Apple, my city call me Steven. If I'm on the job, it's a rap like a Reba. These niggas talking down, but I'm way above the
Well, considering the fact that we're live, yeah.
I'm the seventh man like Martin.
Yeah. You see this playing. Oh my God. I cannot take you. Oh my God.
Top cruise features, shaft in the cleavage, Isaac Needle and haystack, so it's semen. So keep it
Oh my God.
Shout out to them today. When I'm so rooted deeply. Yeah. Brooklyn, I know my city needs me. And it's the last time I repeat.
We here. Got me some cheese and crackers. That's a white man snack. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? And we're back. You already know who it is. I'm your girl, Lily Mae, and I'm here with
Mike J.
Oh my God. All right, y'all. So you were just listening to Soul Food FreeMix by the artist Jaye Archer. So you can go to YouTube and check his music out. But look, guys.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you. I was sheltered as a kid, y'all. Don't judge me.
Y'all, please ignore his ass. Please. But look, tonight is going to be really, really interesting. I think that shout out to Jewel Princess Johnson and Jay Morris, because Jay Morris started the conversation on yesterday. He started the conversation on yesterday about women and not supporting their men. You know what I'm saying? And so Princess came back and she had something to say about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So guys, boy, I'm in a different spot right now, because what I want to do tonight is, and what we're going to do is talk a little bit about this thing, but we're going to talk a little bit about this thing relative to talking to people, like getting to know people and what that means. Because I think that what's happening is we got dating and sex screwed up. We got talking and sex screwed up. We don't know what the hell we really want to do in these streets. And so I think that what we need to do tonight is we need to be intentional about this conversation. And so I think we got some intentionality going on. All right.
Yeah.
So tonight's topic, sis, talking means what? Bruh. So you want to be friends? ... And so let me talk to you a little bit about how I came up with this. So how I came up with this is simply this. So where we are is that, you know, when you meet someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, you know, I'm interested in you or whatever. You start talking.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's important for us to kind of define what that really is, because it seems like talking has translated into
a lot.
Yeah. So tonight, we're going to pose a couple of questions, but we're going to talk about the questions relative to our perspective. And we also want you guys to chime in, right? So share the live. Please feel free to jump in and connect with us as you see fit.
Can I ask a question on
Go ahead.
That? So,
Go ahead.
and this is for, you know, the watchers and the viewers out there. Shout out to y'all. So my question really is, in regards to that subject, who handles the truth better? Is it men or is it women? I'm gonna tell you where I'm going with that after you answer.
So honestly, I can't answer that, and I'm gonna tell you. And let me tell you why I can't answer that. Because my philosophy has always been, tell me the straight truth.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me the truth that is going to still keep me at your disposal. Don't tell me the truth that's going to still keep me looking like Boo-Boo the fool in your corner. Don't tell me the truth that's going to get your needs met. You feel what I'm saying? Tell me the concrete truth. So that might be, you know what, yo, I fuck with you the long way, but I'm not trying to fuck with you like that. I feel like a whole lot of shit.
Now, how many of you are there in this world?
I don't know, but see, my mama was named Betty Lou. So in our house,
and I say that because, like, we'll be upfront honest with some women, and for some particular reason, it encouraged them even more to try and
women and men like a challenge though. So that's the other part. Women and men like a challenge. Because think about it. I mean, it's plenty of guys that I'll be like, oh nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm good, like whatever. But they just keep on. Like, yo, for real, and y'all, I gotta go off on a tangent. It was this one little dude, and I call him a little dude because he really was a little short dude. Like, he just kept on. So I was like, look, I'm talking to somebody. Well, you're not in a relationship with them, so it doesn't matter. You can talk to me. I said, see, this is exactly why I won't talk to you. Because you're persisting and you trying to make me talk to you. My nigga, like, no. But, I mean, honestly, I don't know. Some men don't handle the truth well.
Shout out to all the short men out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need some counseling. Holler at me, bro. I'm gonna be an ear for y'all to talk to, because these women don't understand. Y'all just down to earth.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. Y'all, please excuse him. Please excuse him. His blood,
I ain't even drunk yet.
His blood sugar is low. Shout out to Princess. Shout out to Princess Truly and her and Jay Morris for really stimulating and influencing this conversation. All right.
Oh.
So what exactly does it mean to talk to someone in your perspective?
I just take it as it is, getting to know you. So I go through the talking stage to know if I'm willing to take you out, if I'm willing to take a further step with you. You know what I'm saying? To see if we are just friends, to see if it was maybe just a moment that we had, to where we looked at each other. And we like, oh man, you fine. But then you get to know them, you're like, yeah, this ain't gonna work out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
all right, let's stop right there.
Okay.
You just said, oh man, you fine. And then you get to know them. But what about the person that doesn't catch your eye, that's not fine, and you end up getting to know them through somebody else?
Okay.
Because see, that's the issue, but that's the issue. That I think we gotta discuss this. Cause see, this is what happens. This is how my mind works. We see something that looks good, so we automatically assume it is good. But I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Sushi look good, but I don't want it.
Yep. That's very true. That's very true. Hey, you know what? You get to know someone, and they may be a good person, but just because they're a good person don't mean they're good for you.
I felt it. I felt it. So, okay, so I guess now. So for me, talking to someone is just that, is getting to know them. But I think for me, it's a little bit different, because if I'm talking to somebody, I'm talking to you with the end in mind. Yeah. Like, I don't get into deep talk conversations with people that I don't foresee I want to kick it with.
Right.
Because my thing is, I don't ever want to give you the inkling that I want to deal with you like that just off the strength of conversation. Now, it's a little harder for me because I am friendly with everybody. But when I want to rock with you like that. Like,
of course.
I think I don't you think I put it out there? It's all in the atmosphere. Because one thing, and once again, shout out to Princess, because listening to that today really put me in an awkward position. I finally today had to accept that I am that bitch she was talking about. Because when I talk to someone and I'm really interested in them, their interests are my interests. Because I sincerely feel like if you're kicking it with somebody, if you're talking to somebody, then you get to know them. You're like, oh shit, okay, they cool. But the one thing that I want to dial in on that she said, sis, you got to make sure that they're interested in you like you're interested in them.
Yeah.
And so I think that historically, after being with someone for 10 years, that's what I started doing. I was putting energy into people that didn't have the reciprocity and interest. And so now, watching and reflecting and thinking, that's a major issue.
Yeah, the thrill of the chase.
Yeah, but you know something? My issue is y'all niggas won't keep it a stack. The new phrase is this: let's be friends and see where it goes. Y'all need to cut that shit out. I told the dude the other day, I said, what is it that you're looking for? He was like, well, I'm trying to be friends and see where it goes. I said, click. Because now that phrase just holds a negative connotation to me. Like, it's negative.
But life is a gamble, man. Sometimes
I don't gamble. I never have and never will. I don't even like casinos.
I mean, sometimes we taking that gamble to say, you know what, I want to pursue a relationship with you. Stuff go wrong, and not to say it's an excuse, but it is people out here who failed, and then they figure, okay, well, I'll just start small and see where it goes from there. Because at least the expectation of, okay, I think we really can be in a relationship together, and it doesn't happen. Now you fall all the way down off that cliff. Now you feel like, okay, at least I can expect us to at least get along to where, okay, we've reached that level. Now let's let the vibes carry us where we need to go or where they want us to go.
Okay, all right. So, next question. When you first meet somebody, what are the first questions you should ask? Not what is. What are the first questions you feel like you should ask?
When you first meet
someone, what are the things that you feel like you should ask?
I think definitely you know, what he about their background, you know what I'm saying? You know, because I think
mental health matters.
Straight up, you know. You gotta know about the environment they came from, man. We all a product of our environment. So if they came from somewhere different from us, you know, we 2-parent homes, you know, we saw mom, we saw pops love each other. So I think if you're looking for that and you get to know someone that never seen that, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes we overlook that question or that aspect of person because we are so in love with the idea of being with this person.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
imagery is everything. Man.
So you want to throw shots?
Nope.
You know what, y'all about to see domestic violence. All right, so hold on, y'all. Let me see how this lighting works. Yeah, I want to take because I'm already kind of light, but
I was Michael Jackson over here in a minute.
Okay.
I'm about to sing a great song.
So tune in, y'all. What are some of the questions that you feel like you need to ask? Because absolutely. Shout out to Tamika Cousins Thompson because she said you need to ask about their family background. Absolutely. Their parents' background. Absolutely. Because let me tell you something. And y'all know I'm gonna try to keep it as transparent as possible without disrespecting anybody in family and stuff like that. But I know that my mother and father came together when they were older. I know that my mother had a history. I know that my father had a history. Right? What I know is that when they got together, they were matured. They had put the past behind them, right? And so I think that sometimes we look at what our parents have in the here and now, and we aspire for that, but we don't know their backstories. Luckily for me, I know my parents' backstories. So it's like, oh shit. I tell people I'm a lot like my mother, right? So I know that my dad was a great man meeting my mother, but I know my mother made my father a better man simply because my dad was a person that was easily taken advantage of and easily manipulated by his family. And my mother was the total opposite. So when they connected, it just goes back to what Jewel was saying earlier about, how we build these niggas up and then they go to another woman. Well, that's not the story that I saw. I saw a man that, well, of course I knew my dad when I was born, but from what I understand, my dad was not he wasn't his strongest until he got with my mother. You feel what I'm saying? And the reality is my mother built him up, but guess what? They died together. You know what I'm saying? My mother still is, but when my father died, my mother and father was still together. So for me, I'm that bitch. Like, I'm going to build you up. But once again, I agree and I concur with Princess. I'm tired of building you niggas up. And then because you're not honest about what it is that you're looking for, you go on to the next bitch. But then this is the interesting part. When the next, and I'm sorry, I hate to say bitch, but when the next young lady doesn't put out like you thought she was based off of what you learned from me, then you want to backtrack. That's my issue.
I've seen that happen.
That's my issue. So I guess it goes back to what are the questions that you need to ask? And my question is always, look, tell me straight up. What is it that what are your intentions? Right. Like if you want me to be, and the other thing is, let me tell y'all something. Stop calling people your homeboy and homegirl. If you are fucking them, stop calling them your homeboy and homegirl. Cause see, yeah, cause like I'll be like, yo, that's my homeboy, and that's what it is. I can get out the shower butt naked in front of my homeboy and know you still my homeboy.
Straight up.
But my friend, you know, that might not fly. It might be like, bend that thing over. So you get what I'm saying? So I think we got to redefine these things and stop. And the other thing is, and that's gonna probably take me.
So what is the phrase that we're looking for as far as that situation? If we're just talking, do we say, "Oh, we talking," or is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think you need to be like, "Hey, this is how I would carry it. This is how I would carry it. What's up? You know, are you seeing anybody? No, I'm not seeing anybody, but I do talk to a couple of people. Because for me, see, this is the other thing. It's so much operationalization that has to be set up front. Yeah. Because if I'm talking to somebody, that doesn't translate into me having sex with them. And I think the issue now is people have sex with everybody they talk to. And see, that's not my story. Like, that's not my story. Like, my thing is, and see, when you start having sex with people, you start transferring all these spirits, and you don't know what the hell they got going on inside of them. Yeah. So then when the niggas start acting crazy, you're like, well, they might not be crazy. It might be you. Yeah. You might have put all the spirits from, all right, you sleeping with India, Tasha, Emily, Anna, and now you sexing her, and everything that was going on with those other four is transferred going into her, and it's in you. Then it's even a worse feeling because you don't know who they sleeping with. Exactly. And who they sleeping with. So it's a snowball effect. So for me, my thing is, that's the issue. People don't keep it a stack. And I think that up front, that's the first question. What are your intentions? Now, I do understand you really don't know what your intentions are when you first start talking to somebody. No, you don't. But I do feel like you know what your overall intentions are. Hey, I'm looking to date. Hey, I'm looking for my prospective partner in the future. Yeah. So, you know, but if you don't even know that, then you need to say that, look, I don't know what the hell I'm looking for. Or let me tell you something. I would rather a gentleman be like, look, let me just keep it a stack with you. I want to fuck. Facts. Straight up. Because you never know if you say that, he or she might be down for that. But if you don't just come out like, I met a dude and he told me that straight up. And I was like, yo, I ain't on that type of time. But because you came out like that, you my nigga, for real. Like, we cool. And to this day, we still have conversation. And every time we talk, he'll be like, have you changed your mind yet? And I'm like, nah. And so, you know, but he hit me with that all the time. Have you changed your mind yet? I'm like, nah, nigga, I ain't changed my mind. Because I know you slinging air with your way and I ain't with it. But yeah, so, I mean, and let me see. Okay, people take that word talking to another level. That's right. Absolutely. So y'all, all right. But see, go ahead.
My experience. So it's some women that I once talked to. And I openly admit and say, okay, though we're talking and getting to know each other, I've also met her. And so I'm getting to know her too.
But see, people don't do that.
And people, when it does happen, it's not accepted. It's more like disrespect. You just a hoe. You just this, that, and third. Man, I'm single. I'm still free to move about this country.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
but what are you displaying? Because see, that's my other issue. If you're talking to somebody and if you just friends and you single, certain things you just shouldn't be doing. And that's my personal opinion. For example, if we're talking, or let me throw the phrase out there. If we're friends and seeing where it goes, and you cooking for me, you cleaning for me, you doing my laundry and all of that, what are you telling me?
That's married people stuff.
Huh? What did you say?
That's married people stuff.
What did you say?
That is married people stuff.
Okay. My husband might be on here, so I can't have no ass.
Freaking weak. Get your lips wet. Hey.
I'm done. I'm all the way done.
You know what? You know what? I've learned growing up to ask this key question.
What's the question?
When it comes to talking to someone. Who were the men that were close to you as a child? What was your father like?
Baby,
that is girl.
My nigga, that's my problem. Yeah. That's my you did that shit on purpose. Because you knew where it was going. All right, let me answer that. And ladies, if y'all have this story, y'all let me know. Because I know a lot of people didn't grow up like me. Like, and you don't want me to cry on this live. No. But y'all, I'm a daddy's girl. Whatever my daddy said, it was what it was. My daddy was the neighborhood dad. My daddy was that man that when he got that paycheck, he gave that paycheck to my mother. Me and my mother went to the bank, cashed that check, and went and paid bills. He was the man that let my mother sleep in on Saturday morning, and he cooked breakfast because my mother cooked Sunday through Friday. Like, that's my story. So for me, when I talk to someone, I'm telling you, I'm guilty of giving my all to somebody I'm talking to that might necessarily not be the person that I'm going to be with or that I'm supposed to be with. And that's what's draining. But can I blame them? The only thing I can blame them for is for accepting it. Because I feel like people should have more integrity. If you know you have no intentions of dealing with somebody, don't accept their offerings. Don't make them feel like, oh shit, like, but we live in a society of manipulators. We live in a society of entitlement. And entitlement is the thing. And it goes back to that question. I asked a man the same question. What is your relationship like with your mama? Because just because you love your mama don't mean you like your mama. Because your mama could have been a hoe out here in these streets. So you look at all women as whores. So you manipulate women to get your needs met because your mother didn't meet your needs. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, and I'm going to be real with you. Like, everybody always tell me I have a nurturing spirit. I'm very, very motherly. And it just so happens that I generally end up attracting people. Like, my 10-year stretch was actually with someone who grew up in a home like me. But I wasn't ready. Why wasn't I ready? Because I thought I was ready for what I saw with my mom and dad, but I really wasn't. I still wanted to see if it was something else out there for me. And I will say on this live, that was the biggest mistake of my life. I probably would be married right now, would have been married. Well, I know I would have been married for 6 years now, had I been woman enough to be like, you know what, Lil, you need to chill and sit the hell down because this man is ready for you, but you're not ready for him. So I can say that. You know, I feel like it was a curse. I feel like because of that now, you know, I'm looking for that in these niggas that don't even know who the hell they are themselves.
Exactly.
Factual.
And that's it. It hinders us men to come from that environment too, because marriage is seen more as a far-fetched thing than it is, you know, more of a reality compared to when my mom and pops were growing up. That was an actual goal. I want to be a wife and have kids. You know what I'm saying? Now it's more of a, I mean, it ain't a bad way to live, you know, being independent minded, but you know, because folks came up in an environment where they didn't see, you know, man love a woman, woman love a man a lot, it affected it negatively.
Shout out to Sophia Henderson and Jaye Archer, because Yasmin said that's husband duties. And Sophia, you've been on it. Sophia been talking about it. She said people take that word talking to another level. And she also said, you know, I think she's saying being around people more is very, very important. But let me shift gears a little bit. So how long do you feel like it takes to decide whether or not you're interested in pursuing someone beyond platonic friendship? Now, stop it right there. Then we're going to go to the other place. So, my man.
So do you think it's fair to like put a timetable on it?
I think we can talk about this. I'm not going to say it's fair, but I think we can address that, because I'm going to be honest with you. I know when I meet somebody, whether I want to be cool with them or whether I really want to rock with them. Now, that doesn't mean once I get to know them, I'm going to feel the same way. So understand what this question means. This question is saying, it's basically asking, when you lay eyes on somebody, it's physical, right? So that's lust.
Of course.
That's lust.
Absolutely.
But for me, after a week of talking with someone, unless they got borderline personality disorder, bipolar disorder, histrionic personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, dissociative identity disorder, which is multiple personalities. Unless you got that going on, I sincerely feel like people are going to start dropping the ball on who they are.
Well, I know for us men, it's a little quicker than a week. Sometimes it'd be a couple days.
Okay.
Sometimes it even be a day. I've heard a story, no lie. I served in the military, y'all, and one of my colleagues got married in 10 days. And he's still married today. I follow him on Facebook. They just as happy as hell. So, I don't know if you ever heard men say it before, but when you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that comes with knowing your background. What are your intentions? Do we relate on a lot of things? Because folks forget that in order to be in a relationship, you got to relate. There's a root word there. You know what I'm saying, man?
But let me ask you this, and I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in your plan. Do you feel like some people may fake?
Oh, yeah.
The relations?
Of course.
Just to keep you bamboozled?
Some people do. The sad part about it, especially for us men, we don't think too much into it. We take surface for what it is. Women think a lot deeper than
what hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're portraying like, I don't like clinging women.
So guys out there watching, and y'all, let me reintroduce myself. Y'all know I'm Lily Mae, # Brown Mermaid, and this is
Mike J, aka Bonnet Snatcher.
Y'all, I'm sick of him. Do y'all understand? I'm so sick of him. Woo! Twerk something. But and we're talking about sis. What's up, bruh? You want to be friends? But guys out there that are tuned in, talk to us. Let us know, like, do you know? Like, when you meet a young lady, do you know if this is somebody that you want to be platonic friends with, that you want to just smash? And that's the other part. Is it somebody you just want to smash, or somebody you want to smash consistently? Because that's two different things.
Because we could get a lot of pussy. But you get a lot.
But we can get a lot of dick too.
Well,
that's real. And see, that's what I think y'all forget. Because let me tell you something. I know a young lady that she was talking to a guy.
I don't know where this is going.
And she was dating 2 of his friends, and none of them knew about it. She even took them to her hometown, and they all stayed at her mama's house. Now, I ain't gonna say she was sleeping with all of them, but she probably slept with 2 out of 3 of them, and they never knew. And then this same girl, she was dating brothers.
Get the freak out of here.
Facts. So this is why I'm saying, I feel like you guys sometimes, you guys create these situations. I feel like that. I feel like sometimes y'all create these situations because of what I said. It all goes back to being upfront, keeping it a stack. I feel like if you keep it a stack, okay. And Yasmin said, thank you, Yasmin. That's very true. Not all guys are mature enough to keep it a stack. Now, that goes into something else. It's a lot of conversations out here about cougars, but you got a name for women. But so do we just call the older men that like younger women sugar daddies? We just call them that? Okay, all right, cool. So, all right. The reality is that at what point do they mature? So, Yasmin, I'm gonna throw this back to you. Not all guys are mature enough to keep it a stack. So, but what does that mean? Like, does that mean that we just continue to slang it like they just continue to slang it everywhere until they get everybody caught up? Do they slang it everywhere until they get somebody to monkey? Like, at what point do we figure out how we can address this? Because I personally, this is my personal opinion, I feel like to a certain degree, we play a part in assessing a guy's maturity and trying to help them mature. Now, I didn't say making them mature, because they're not going to mature until they're ready. And mentally, 25, 26 is, you know, when the brain develops. But for guys, sometimes it's not until 40. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So my thing is, I think that I'm not going to even say it's maturation. I think it's a choice. I think it's a choice. I think some guys love to be able to run game and get away with it.
But there's also some women out there that allow it too.
That's the other part. So
they figure if I got away with this situation, then hell, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That part. Absolutely. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we've gotten into a situation where we're too comfortable playing with people's lives
and
emotions.
Yep.
And I think it's a sad day. And y'all, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Let's think back to the O.J. Simpson trial. A lot of y'all probably, you know, don't remember that. But O.J. did it. Straight up. O.J. did it. Straight up. If the glove didn't fit, he must have quit. No, he had sense enough to wear a smaller glove so it wouldn't fit. Duh. O.J. did it. But the reality is that, why did he do it? His emotions were wrapped up in that chick. And what? She had a whole nother situation. Mm-hmm. So I say that to say, don't string people along.
Whoo, please don't do that.
Because a person that's sane, when you start stringing them along and then they figure it out, there is something called single episode. There are single episodes of behavioral health disorders.
Y'all better watch the episode.
Psychosis can be a single episode. Let me school y'all real quick. Let me take y'all to law school. Let me take y'all to criminal law 101. Not guilty by reason of insanity. That doesn't mean that a person is crazy. Not guilty by reason of insanity means that the individual was deemed insane at the time they committed the crime. Now, understand what I'm saying. That means if that attorney can prove that you have tortured and manipulated this individual for X amount of time, to the point where when that person was made privy to the truth, they murdered your ass, they might go to an insane asylum, which they don't call them that anymore. So they might go to a psych hospital, spend months to years in there, and get back out and be walking around and be fine. But you still gonna call them crazy. No. You can be criminally insane at the time that you commit an offense. And I'm gonna make it a little bit plainer for y'all, because I know a lot of y'all watching probably have kids. What would you do if you walked in the house and caught somebody that you rock with raping your child? You gonna kill them, right? And you not gonna think about it. You could be deemed not guilty by reason of insanity. If you, and the reality is, all of this is contingent upon having the right attorney, because 9 times out of 10 it's going to be involuntary manslaughter if you take a public defender. But with the right attorney, you could be not guilty by reason of insanity. So I say that to say this: y'all got to stop, because in the past couple of months, I have watched multiple people almost take somebody's life off the strength of deception. Seriously.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is, I don't think you really think about it because it feels so good to get your needs met. Now we have to understand something else. Needs aren't always sexual. Hello, somebody. Needs are not always sexual. The majority of needs that you men need met are the needs that your mama failed to give you.
Yeah.
Y'all need affection. Y'all need some hugs. Y'all need some kisses. Y'all really just need words of affirmation. Y'all need to be told that you are enough. See, because what society has done is society has told we females to respect our bodies, but who's telling y'all to respect y'all bodies? Y'all told to get as much pussy as you can because that make you a man.
Yep.
But trust and believe that does not make you a man. That makes you nasty.
That too. Oh, nasty man.
Factual.
Yeah, that's true.
And the reality is your minds are messed up. You guys are emotionally unstable because you think the pussy is supporting all your unmet emotional needs, and it's not.
But you know what though? And that comes with us opening up and communicating with y'all.
Gotcha.
But here's the interesting fact, and I'm not going back and forth. You know, I love women. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all, especially black women. Hate black women, but
that's right, because God knows I love me a black man. Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like a black man. I'm sorry, I don't knock interracial dating, and I don't care. And you know, I posted a picture today, and I said, you know, I've suffered a great deal of abuse from the black man, but I still love my black men, and I will never stop.
Yeah. And for those who, so I was tweeting about this today. If you guys have Twitter, follow me, Stand Up Mike J. But I was tweeting about this because my brother down in Houston, shout out to Trill AC. He's the host of a podcast called Crew Season. And so me and him was tweeting about how some women make men feel like opening up about our emotions and what we go through is a sign of weakness.
No.
And it's some women out here.
But them some ignorant bitches.
Right. And I talked to him and I told him, well, maybe.
But that's what y'all like. Y'all like this shit.
Not all of it. Because I know for me personally, if something going wrong with me, I need to get that shit out my soul right now. Because I'm not finna sit here and go through a whole day
but you know what? But let me tell you. I'm telling you, and this is my story. Every guy that I've talked to since my 10-year relationship have been like that. They feel like it's weak to talk about their emotions. And see, that's when we become unbenefited, because although I am very assertive and I have always won the pants in my relationships until that one, I'm still a woman. So I want to be submissive, but unless I know that you're able to be vulnerable, I'm not going to be submissive, because if you can't show me how vulnerable you can, if you can't show me that you can be vulnerable and trust me with that vulnerability, I don't trust you, because now I know that you're not invested in me like I'm invested in you.
But see, you've seen a man do that before, right? Growing up.
Absolutely.
A lot of these women ain't seen that.
Well,
and that's uncommon.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So we run into these women that never seen a man open up and say, you know what, I'm going through this today, or hey, I feel sad, I feel stressed, I feel overwhelmed. Our role, and especially for me, my pops tried to carry that on as like, suck it up, be a man, keep on rolling.
Nah.
And that's never the.
But you know what's crazy? In my house, it was different. If I cried or did something, my mom was like, shut the damn crying up, girl. Come on, let's go. I have always said, I feel like they coddled my brother, but they were hard on me. And that might have been because I was the wild child. I was the rebel. I stayed in something. But, you know, and guys, if you're, and this is the interesting thing. I know there are some guys watching, but they're not going to say anything. And guys, I really want to know, like, what is it? Why do you feel like displaying emotions? Number one, why do you feel that displaying emotions make you look weak? Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, have you ever thought about maybe it's the type of woman you're selecting?
That's very true. And that leads back to the first question you asked. When you ask me, what are the key questions we need to ask when we first meet somebody? So that daddy question is very important. Or that male figure question is very important.
Because the thing, I'm gonna tell you something, and I want y'all to understand this, and this is real, yo. This live, we might have to go longer than an hour because this is getting good. But all right. I used to be like, so tell me, you know, are you family oriented? And guys would be like, yeah. But you know what I figured out? Just family orientation isn't enough.
Nope.
Because if you family oriented, but you got a history of abuse from your parents, or if you family oriented, but you got families all over the place, and you might not be
right.
Because you have no consistency. And see, that's my thing. I'm big on consistency. I'm big on behavior patterns. So once I get your pattern of behaviors in my head, that's what I'm going to expect to see from you. I got in an argument with a dude a couple of weeks ago because I told him, I said, let me explain something to you. You always disappear at nighttime. In my history, when people disappear at nighttime, it's either because they got a girlfriend, they married, or they just all over the place. I said so, and he could not understand that. He got mad, like, what the fuck with me? Just I said, no, listen to understand before being understood. I said, listen to what I'm saying. I said, historically, not you. But I need you to understand why I'm thinking this about you. Because for me, if you tell me, hey, this is what I've been accustomed to, I'm telling you this because these are my pet peeves. That's a question I ask. So tell me what your pet peeves are. And a lot of people don't even understand that.
Well, I ain't got no dog. Not an animal, stupid. No, get the hell out of my phone. This motherfucker retarded.
Yo, I'm dead.
Pet?
I'm dead.
I ain't got no pet.
I can't take it. I can't take it.
That's a key question too. You're like, you stupid as hell.
Oh my God, I cannot take it right
now. Your stupid ass.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't even know what their pet peeves are. And so, you know, and then I'm gonna tell you something else though. You know, I think one of the things that when I'm talking to somebody, like I always ask the question, you know, what are your goals? But sis, once again, shout out to Princess. Sis said, Lil, you got to stop dating potential, cause
come on now,
because for real, she was like, what I'm seeing with
straight
you
up
is that because I'm a developer overall. As a kid, I've always loved to develop things. But she said, you have a tendency to take on projects. Now, let me tell y'all something. About 10 years ago, I probably would have cussed her ass out. But she's telling the truth. She's telling the truth. Like, I love to see I love to see things blossom. I love to see things grow. But once again, it goes back to the beginning of the conversation. I can't keep building and growing and developing things for somebody else. Because where's my return on investment? Hello, business class.
Would it shock you if there are men that fall into that developer role too?
I know that.
Because there are men.
Well, I told you my ex, he made me a better woman because I wore the pants. I'm telling you, man, I wore the pants in my relationship. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I had a personal moment, guys.
I'm weak.
But yeah, and he brought that out of me. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So
it's a man like that have, you know, looked past the fact that you may not have a lot, but you have such a dope soul. You have a great personality. They'll say, you know what? Let's work. You know what I'm saying? Because I see so much in you. The problem is the beauty that I see, you have to recognize that for yourself first. Yeah. Because now I'm doing you more favors than you doing yourself.
And then you get tired. I'm telling you, it goes back to last night. Like, y'all, straight up, and this is full self-disclosure. Back in February, I realized I had given and given and given and given so much that I laid in the bed for 7 days, sick as a dog, because I had nothing left. Nothing left. And it took my mother and my girlfriends to be like, yo, you got to get out of this. You got to get out of this. But what I realized, it took that. In 34 years of my life, I had never been in a state of lowness like I was then. Right? So for me to even be able to entertain anyone or be interested in anyone, is nothing shy of a blessing from God. Like, that's why I know that no matter how I am, no matter who I have to cuss out, no matter who I have to bristle up at, that's what tells me the type of person I am and the type of heart that I have. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't think I was going to bounce back from that. I didn't think I was going to bounce back from that. And the reality is this is something else I want to throw out there. Heal first. Because if you don't heal, you're going to project whatever you dealt with those situations onto the next person, right? And that's something that for me, I have had to really work hard on. Because once again, like I told you, dude, I was like, yo, when you disappear at night, like, it bothers me. Because this is what happened. Did I say you did? No, I didn't. But that goes back to communication. Talking and communication are two different things, because talking is something you do. Communication is a process. Yeah. Talking, anybody can talk, but communication is a process.
That's true.
And comprehension is the key that unlocks the door.
Amen. Put that on a t-shirt, Jesus. That is all right.
I'm so done with shit. All right, so I know it's getting deep, guys. I know it's getting deep, but y'all just don't know, like, that thing struck a nerve. But
you know what though? Also,
okay, wait a minute. We got some comments. So shout out to Miss Nadira Casey, and she said there is nothing wrong with having potential. Ask someone that exact question, and was told I was their goal. I was done. Hello, somebody, baby. Well, let me tell you something. That man said you was their goal. Now, I'm gonna say this. Be careful, but go for it. Because that's sweet. Now, that does sound like game. Now, I'm going to tell you, that sounds like some hell of a game. But if it was an older gentleman, that probably was real. Because, I can hear an old man saying, baby, you my goal. Ooh, that's some nasty men that'll give you words. Because my dad told me old men give you words. But shout out. Definitely, Miss Casey. Definitely. I mean, you know what? Dating potential has gotten me in trouble. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. Dating potential has gotten me emotionally in trouble. And so, although I'm very non-judgmental when it comes to people that I'm interested in, because I was taught that you get to know a person for who they are and not what they have. I think dating potential is dangerous when you're getting to know a person for who they are and not what they have, but their intentions aren't the same. Because the reality is some people get to know you for what you have and not who you are. Mm-hmm. And when you connect like that, you're unequally yoked. And see, I'll tell you straight up, unequally yoked is not just relative to religiosity. Unequally yoked is across the board. You can be unequally yoked in many facets. So I definitely agree with you. I agree with you. Oh, she said it was game. See there? See, I knew it. I knew it was game. But see, it goes back to authenticity. Authenticity. Like, my thing is this. I have no problem telling a guy, look, I don't know about you. Because at the end of the day, I don't want anybody to feel the way I know I felt before, right? So I make a conscious effort to let you know who I am. Now, I've also been told that I need to stop being myself completely up front, because they said that that's dangerous. It's a danger to me. Because when people see who I am and see how authentic I am, that's like, oh shit, I can't keep it a stack with her, because if I keep it a stack with her, she's not gonna be in my corner.
Yeah, that's possible.
You agree with that?
That's possible, but at the same time, everybody doesn't have that intention. You know, at the end of the day, you can't cater to somebody else's feelings. You can only know yours. You know what I'm saying? So you can only be you. And that's
even though I got my own CD. Oh, okay. Maybe even on TV.
It's funny.
There ain't no change in me. I can only be Lillie. Oh, all right.
Yeah. Skirt.
I hate this dude. Y'all don't understand.
But for real though, you know what? It's some people that I don't get what the rush is, right? So my thing is this: if I'm not 110% sure about someone, there's nobody putting a gun to your head and saying you need to hurry up and commit to them. You need to hurry up and be with them. Take as much time as you can, because I guess, you know, for us men, I'm not gonna say all of us, but us men, you know, we get a lot of questions like, why does it take you so long to propose? Why does it take you so long to commit? It's because you don't understand that the fact that we take what it is more seriously, as far as we have to literally give up a lot to commit. You know what I'm saying?
What you giving up?
Well, first off, a lot of options.
You know what? That's what's wrong with y'all asses.
Well, first off, a lot of options, but like,
and we not.
We are truly,
and we not.
And I agree.
And we not, because baby, that's why. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it, y'all, for real. That's why I like I said, right now, I would have been married. No, I would have been married 5 years. And if I wouldn't have been like, you know what, I don't know about this marriage thing, I'm not ready. Because the thing is, that's what I was thinking, just like that. Like, what am I going to miss out on if I get married in my 20s? And to a certain extent, yeah. I don't honestly, I feel like at this point in time, I feel like I regret it.
So me and you in the same boat.
Absolutely.
I got married at 20 years old, y'all.
Whole thing.
I got married at 20 years old.
He did.
And it was me, and I'll admit this, I was wrong. Even though I got cheated on, even though I got dogged, it was still my fault, because I set the tone for saying, well, I still see a wife in you. But this woman wasn't
but really she wants your wife.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted that marriage so bad. I wanted that love story. That
everybody want a wedding, but they don't want the marriage.
Exactly. So, I mean, at the end of the day,
everybody want the sex, but they don't want the. Okay, never mind. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know how I feel. Go ahead.
But it's like, as men, you ask what we give up. I don't think it's necessarily it is a give up thing. But it's also the fact that, do I want to tell God that I only want to provide, serve, and protect for this woman?
Ooh.
That's a lot.
Woo!
This is the only woman walking.
I ain't got no drink.
This is the only woman walking God's green earth.
Hold on, maybe a cookie.
That I want to protect, provide, and serve for. This is the woman that I'm willing to share my debt, and her debt becomes my debt too. This is the woman that I'm literally telling the man upstairs that I will stay loyal, faithful, and honest to. No matter rich or poor. Come
on
now. Death do us part.
Hello?
That takes a time to, at least for we to be very much sure to say, all right, I'm committing to you for life. But that's the pressure that we experience. You know, you stupid. But people ask like, well, what takes you? That's what we go through in that process. To say, okay, even with let's start off just going from talking to each other or dating to getting an actual commitment. That's part of the goal, because we don't want to sit here and put so much hope into someone It doesn't even have hope in themselves.
Well, oh, pause. We don't want to put so much hope into someone that doesn't necessarily have hope in themselves. But see, one moment, y'all. Let me go to God real quick before I speak. So that explains why people walk around with unplugged cords. Because there are some of us who are infinite power sources. And how many of y'all have been to Arlington National Cemetery and have seen that Kennedy flame burn and burn and burn and never go out? I feel like that flame. I feel like even when 6 feet of snow comes and piles on top of me,
you're still lit.
I'm still lit. Even though everything, like for real, like right now, as we speak, I feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. You know, I feel like I'm still trying to figure out the who, the what, the when, the why, and the how of things, because my question is always, and you know, I talk to God about it. I'm like, all right, God, what is it? Like, what is it that I'm not doing? Because what I see is, I see this person doing this, but they look like this. But then and let me tell y'all something. I ain't knocking no whoever talk to, but y'all, I talk to God. I talk to the Lord.
That's personal.
And let me tell you something. The thing about me and his relationship, he know that he got to knock the hell out of me for me to really understand. And when he smacked me down to my knees, what he said to me is, you're looking at what you see on the outside. I equipped you with something on the inside that those people are not prepared for. So the house that you see that they've built, if you go inside that house, the infrastructure is all jacked up. When the wind comes, it's going to blow over. But your shack is stable because it was built on a firm foundation. And y'all, that part, I think the issue is with this talking thing is that because I have a firm foundation, it doesn't take much for me. But because it doesn't take much for me, my counterpart pulls all that I have, if that makes sense. Now listen to what I'm saying. Because I was built on a firm foundation, it doesn't take much for me. Because I don't care what you do, I'm going to always get back up because that's how he equipped me. So when Hurricane Hugo comes through, I'm still standing. I may sway, but I'm still standing. And the reality is that I think sometimes people who aren't there, people who don't have that firm foundation, see it and they need it. But they don't necessarily know how to ask for it without manipulating. You get what I'm saying? They can't say, look, I just need you right now. I need you to help me through this. I don't need you outside of this. I need you right now for this. And I feel like if people were more authentic and just said, look, I need you right now. Can you be there for me right now? I really think, y'all, for real, I think we could get back to truly loving one another.
Absolutely.
I think, and it goes into this question. Why does it appear men always want a woman to build them up, yet they do not reciprocate the same? Or they know they are not interested in their contractor. And it goes back to what I just said. We have to be authentic. And see, I can only say men because, to be honest, I think women want a man to physically build them. Like I got a homeboy. He paid for his, and listen to what I'm about to say, he paid for his ex-girlfriend's whole body. And guess what? She left him for somebody else. So she using the body you paid for with somebody else.
And I'd have came and repoed all that shit. Give me them titties, give me that ass. Yo, I'd have somehow, some way, we gotta cut that motherfucker open. You better give me that shit all the way back.
But he had a very interesting upbringing. Very interesting upbringing. So it goes back to not getting your needs met. Not getting your needs met. So I ask you that, like, what is it? Like, why do you feel like some gentlemen want a woman to, build them up, but they don't reciprocate? Now, do you think they're not reciprocated because they're not interested?
Nah. But I think it's also a spoiled mentality too.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that goes back again to that first initial question you brought up as far as how's your relationship with mama? Because mama may have been that woman in their life to give them everything. And they may not have had to work for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna spoil you type of mentality.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't necessarily taught to them that you need to work hard just as hard as this person is too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You do unto others as they would want them, you would want them to do unto you.
But wait a minute. Pause. Flag on the play.
Okay.
I posted Sunday. It was my dad's birthday. He would have been 91 years old. And I posted that my dad taught me everything there was to know about the golden rule. And you just spoke the golden rule. But guess what? I lied. Because the part that my daddy didn't teach me about the golden rule is that if you do unto others, they're not necessarily going to do good unto you.
Yeah, it ain't for everybody now. It is not for everybody.
And for me, that's a problem. Because see, for my daddy, everybody was innocent until proven guilty. But Betty Lou, my mama, that's a different story. You guilty until proven innocent. And it's so interesting that I have an attitude like my mother, but I have a heart like my father, and it gets me in trouble every time because I always want to think with my heart. As WV said, use your heart and not your mind, but I think I need to start using my mind. Because my mind is, I don't be thinking. I be like, oh, I just want to save the world.
But you know what though? It's like we make love harder than what it really is.
Really?
We really do.
Why you say that?
We complicate the shit out of it.
How?
It's really not that hard.
Okay, explain.
First off, I hate people who be like, yeah, relationships is hard work. I don't get a W-2 for this shit. If it was hard work, I need PTO benefits. I need to get tax claims.
You get benefits.
I'm talking about El Mulo.
Well, I mean, you could if you be a gigolo.
I mean, that's true. But I mean, if you're viewing it as hard work, impossible, man, there's no way. You're not the person for me. That's just me speaking person.
I agree. Well, okay, I agree to a certain extent.
What I'm trying to say is I understand that we're gonna go through some bullshit. Even in the talking stage, there are gonna be some things that I'm gonna say that's gonna piss you off. But as we get to know each other further, that could either be a moment or a permanent flaw. You'll never know until you take the time to really understand, why did you say that? Why did you do that? Where did that come from? Some people will literally hear something that's some bullshit, get upset, and still keep it moving, roll it under the rug. Oh, it's all right. He a man. No, you never knew the definition behind that. Yeah, bitches ain't shit. All men say that. Oh, we just gonna keep it moving. No, he's so cute.
But see, that's me, player. That's me. Because I'm sorry, I got real excited. But that's me, because I'm gonna ask that question. I'm gonna be like, well, that's a problem because I want to diagnose everybody. But my question is, all right, so which bitches want shit? Was it your mama? Because I'm quick. Because my thing is, The majority of issues that we have go back to our mamas, daddies, or grandparents. Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Mamas, but really mamas and daddies. Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you saw, whether you try to emulate it or not, you're going to emulate some of that. And listen, it's not judging. It's not judging. But let me tell you what I know. I know that I saw my mother take care of my daddy. He went into Alzheimer's. She asked my brother and I, you know, what do we want to do? We were like, no, you know, keep daddy at home. Because it was tough. I was only 14 years old. My brother was 19. She had teenagers and her husband with Alzheimer's. But she kept him at home for 5 years like that. Now, y'all got to understand, seeing that at a point in life when I'm hormonal and going through, you know, puberty and going into high school and getting ready to start dating, I'm taking that in. That's what I'm saying. So imagine when I get into a relationship, what am I going to do? I'm going to take care of my man, right? Mm-hmm. But what if I get in a relationship with somebody that all they had was a mama to spoil them? What's going to happen to me? I'm going to get drained.
Yep.
And it goes back to what Janae said. I literally told my ex that, like, dude, you don't have to lie, manipulate, and fake like it's not that deep. If you need my strength, advice, resources, etc., just say that. Don't use me, though. Damn. Exactly. Exactly. And that's all I'm saying. My sisters, my brothers, state your main intentions. State your intentions and state them clearly. Don't say one thing and do another. Because one of the things I am learning to do, I'm listening to you, but I'm listening to what you don't say. I'm watching the moves you don't make. Because the things you don't say and the moves you don't make, let me know what you're really about. But that can also be a problem. Because sometimes we don't make the moves that we want to make because we don't know how the other party is going to respond. But once again, that's where communication comes.
Shout out to Janae, you on point tonight.
She is. What she said, hold up, let me go. I'm going to put your comment up there. I'm going to put it up there.
She agree with me.
People make love hard. Absolutely.
Make love hard.
I agree with her too.
And that's why it's so important that in that talking stage, you first, and I agree. Like, you definitely let it be known what your intention is.
Yes.
But take your time to get to know if someone is going to compliment who you are and not complicate who you are. And it won't be hard. Yeah. Because nobody's forcing you to jump the gun until you're ready. You set the tone for your relationship. You set the pace. Nobody else can do that for you. Nobody else can rush you along. If that person is rushing you to be something that you're not ready to be, that ain't the one for you. Simple.
Well, guys, look, we were only supposed to be with you an hour, and we have been with you almost 75 minutes. But we're gonna definitely we're gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back. And so just to let you know, once again, the title of tonight's broadcast was Sis, talking means what? Bro, so you want to be friends, ... And basically what that means is it's saying, ladies, set your standards up front. Let them know what it is. Ask them what it is. Fellas, if you just want to smash, just say that. If you looking for your next potential partner, say that. But be authentic in whatever it is you're doing. And don't play with people's emotions, because playing with people's emotions can get you killed.
Amen. Also, man, to them parents, before we go,
facts.
To those who are raising young men, encourage them to speak, man. Encourage them to not have fear to talk about what's going on with them. And encourage them to be honest and straightforward. So this conversation, these issues that we talk about tonight, ain't a recurring thing.
Absolutely. And y'all, what we'll do is we'll go through the comments and we might run back an encore, but it won't be live. We might just run back an encore powwow between us. But thank you so much for tuning in. Like, this thing is getting real. And you know, if you do have another topic or something that you feel like you would like to hear our perspective on, by all means, hit us up. Because at the end of the day, I think we need to have these conversations, because I guarantee you, somebody watching this live, a female watching this live, is feeling like me, just like I felt like Princess earlier. And a male watching this live is feeling like Mike that felt like Jay Morris. And so I definitely want to open it up for y'all. And the other thing is, if you want to come on and you got something to say, all you got to do is let me know. I'll send you the link and bring you on, and we can really make this a family affair. So thank you for tuning in. And as always, peace and love. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, ho.